welcome back to my channel, and today I am filming another episode of the Lunar podcast. Sorry, I was gonna say Lunar by Lori, but that's not the name of the podcast. But my name is Lori and I'm gonna be your host. If you're new here, this is a podcast all about knitting and sewing and whatever I want to talk about. Mostly knitting. 90% of it's gonna be knitting, yeah. I am located in Columbus, Ohio, where I live with my husband and my two dogs, Makoa and Roxy. One is right outside here, so you might see her walking back and forth, and the other one's behind the camera. He'll probably jump down at some point and knock the camera over or start barking, because that's just what he does. Why am I doing this? I'm trying to work on not talking with my hands so much. As you guys, if you watched the last podcast, would know, but I'm not very good at it. So it has been really hot here in Columbus. Well, it's been like off and on hot. It's been really rainy, but today was a really nice day. I think it got into the 80s, possibly. I didn't look. I did not dress up for you guys. I got home from work and threw on my lounging clothes and sat down and started knitting. And then I got a craving to film a podcast because I've been binge watching Tiny Human Knits' podcast from the beginning, and I just felt really motivated to film another episode myself. It's been almost a month, which I'm so sorry. I've had time to film a podcast, but I'm terrible. All right, so let's see. So if I'm all red and sweaty and messed up, it's because I am a dog walker in the daytime, and at night I am a knitter. So I think that's enough rambling. Let's get into what I have to talk about today, which isn't too much. I haven't been doing a ton of knitting like usual. I've been knitting pretty monogamously on a few of the items that you'll see. I have two finished objects, a hoe, and some acquisitions for you, and also a work in progress. So I think I'm just gonna dive in, and I'm gonna start with the finished objects. So both items are pairs of socks, and both socks are matching. So it's kind of boring, but I made my husband and I matching socks. Mine have actually been worn because I wore them on Easter. I finished mine first. Sorry. And then my husband really wanted a pair as well, so I went ahead and knit him a matching pair. So it's really cute. I got both these pairs of shorty socks out of one skein of Ford Explorer Knits and Fibers. Allie, this is her Tropics colorway. This was from her very, very, very first update when she started dyeing yarn. So it's no longer available, but it's been in my stash for a while. And it was so cool that I was able to get both pairs out of one skein, because that means I won't have any leftovers in the future whenever I make socks, because I can just make my husband a pair. And we both prefer the shorty socks. So that's what I have here. I used the Woolly Kraken. My friend Nicole, she has a shorty sock pattern called the Lysol pattern, and that is what I used for my socks. I really liked the German short row heel, and then it has a rounded toe, which I don't prefer. So when I made my husband's socks, I just went back to the toe I preferred, but I followed the pattern the same way. I just went up 2 sizes from what her pattern has because he has huge feet. He wears a size 13 in men's, and he has wide feet, so I had to make really wide socks. So for his, I casted on 84 stitches, and yeah, casted on 84 stitches with a 2.25 millimeter knitting needles, and I just used the 12-inch Chiagu circular ones, so that's what I used for these. At first, he wanted the double seed stitch pattern on the entire front of it because he thought it would make it more airy. And then as I started knitting it, I realized it wasn't making it any different. It's actually just making it thicker, which is the opposite of what he wanted. So I stopped doing that, and then we just decided that we wanted them to match. So there's a seed stitch part on both of them, just so they match. He hasn't worn his yet because we have to take a cute picture of them first. So yeah, I told him you can't wear them until we take the picture, in hopes that he'll take the picture. But the funny thing with this yarn is I can tell what order I made them in because they gradually got lighter. So this was the first sock I made, the second sock, the third sock, and the fourth sock, because they just gradually kept getting lighter. And this is what I wanted my socks to look like, but they did come out darker since there's less stitches. For mine, I did a 64 stitch cast on with the exact same needles as I made these in, and they're really cute. Let me put them on a sock blocker for you because that might be helpful. His won't fit on here because this is a small sock blocker, and then these are slightly too big for my feet. But they were free, so I'm not gonna complain. But that's what they look like here. I do need to wash them because I did wear them, but they look so cute. And for me, I'm like a finished item kind of knitter. I like the finished item. It's not necessarily the process for me. So I was really desperate to finish both of these so I could just like feel what they felt like together. Does anybody else like do that with knitting? You just like to feel the knitting when it's done? And I was dying to see what a stack of socks felt like. So I'm really excited to finally have them and to squish them and to just look at them and hold them and wear them and everything. So this was a fun little project, and I can't wait to make us tons of matching socks in the future. And don't worry, he really likes the idea of it. It was actually his idea, but yeah. Sorry, I saw my dog's tail move and I thought a person was walking and I got really embarrassed. But yeah, those are my finished objects for this week. I think I'm going to move on to my half object next, which is living in this adorable watermelon bag that I made last night. I'm obsessed with it. Look how tiny and cute it is. So this is a sock size bag. I'm going to be making more of these for my shop in the future, but it's just a zipper close. And it has a little keychain here because I'm planning on making a little small notions bag that you can hang on the end of it. But in the inside is a cute pink and green polka dot. I love it. But inside this bag, my half object is living. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it back on the sock blocker. So I decided to make my mom a pair of socks for Mother's Day. I know, Mother's Day is Sunday. My mom does not live near me, so I do have to ship these. Sorry, I keep getting so distracted because I think I'm seeing something, but I do have to ship these to my mom, so I did tell her that they may not make it there by Sunday, but my goal is to get them in the mail as soon as possible. So I'm hoping she does have them by Sunday because I know she would love to wear these to church, but here they are. These are the Glimmer socks by the Blue Mouse, Emily. She has some very cute patterns, but I was obsessed with this pattern when I saw it, and this is like my favorite pattern. You guys have seen me make a pair in a previous episode that I test knit for Explorer Knits and Fibers, Allie. So, or sample knit, did I say sample knit? I hope I did. I don't know, my brain is everywhere. Probably shouldn't be filming this, but you know. But this is by The Farmer's Daughter. I got it at my local yarn shop on local yarn shop day. No, I didn't. I got it the week before local yarn shop day. Just ignore me. But as soon as I saw it, I just thought of my mom immediately. These are so her colors. It's a really nice, like, maroon tone with some yellows, and it's just very natural. My mom is a very natural kind of gal. She really likes these sorts of colors, and I'll show you the cake here. This is how it caked up. So it had some speckles in it, and then a lot of it was maroon, but this is in the colorway Rough Customer, and it is on their, actually, no, I don't have the tag, but it is 100% superwash merino, which I was a little worried to make my mom socks out of because it doesn't have nylon in it. But I did tell her to make these her special occasion socks, which I know she will because she'll just love them too much. I do plan on making her another pair out of the same yarn that I made the last pair out of that I sample knit for Allie because she saw that picture and she really liked them. And I do have some of that, but that's in the future. Anyways, to compensate for this being 100% superwash merino and not as sturdy, I did go ahead and do contrasting heels and toes with a superwash nylon blend. I believe it was an 80-20, and I think that'll help those areas from wearing out as fast. But overall, she'll take care of them. I know she will, so I'm not really worried about it. This contrasting color is from Lane and Lotus, and it's called Tattered Linen. Lane and Lotus, my friend Jen, she has some of my favorite yarn. You guys know I talk about her all of the time. So I really did want to incorporate some of her yarn into it just because, like, I don't know. I like adding her yarn to like a little bit of everything I make. Like, I'm thinking on it right now, and I'm pretty sure like almost everything I have made recently has a little bit of her yarn in it. So yeah, so I do have, I have started the second sock. I haven't really had an issue with second sock syndrome yet. I do only have one set of needles currently for sock knitting, so I think that's probably why I have to finish them so I can start a new pair. And I do want to make myself some more pairs because I feel like I'm making more for other people than myself, and that's not what I want to do. But I have a few more inches of the cuff to do before I do the heel flap and gusset, which is what this pattern calls for, and I just decided to stick with that because I thought it would suit my mom just fine. And yeah, so this is where I'm at on that. I'm using a cute little, what are those called? A tassel stitch marker, and I'm really enjoying this. And I should be able to get myself a pair of shorty socks out of this yarn because I think it was like 436 yards or something, which should be plenty. I think my socks only take like less than 50 grams, so that should be awesome. I'm really excited because I loved this yarn too, and especially after seeing it knit up, oh, it's gonna be so nice. But I don't think I have anything else to say. I did do 64 stitch cast on with my 2.25 Chiagu 12-inch circular knitting needles, and then I did the slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and then I just did like a simple toe decrease with the Kitchener stitch, and that's it. So yeah, my mom does have much larger feet than me. I wear a size 6 and she wears an 8.5, so it's kind of a bummer that I couldn't just make her the same size that I wear, but that's okay. I wasn't blessed with normal size feet. I was blessed with very small feet, which makes sock knitting super fast. But I'm just gonna stick that in there and we'll move right along. So next, I'm going to show you a work in progress that I showed you in the last podcast that wasn't very far at all, but that is my Nordschka, or Nordiska? I don't know. I like to say it Nordishka. I don't say that. I say Nordis. Now I'm questioning how I say it. The Nordishka. I call it the Nordishka. Okay. So I've made a lot of progress on this. I haven't worked on it for several days, probably actually like a week or so, because I've just been knitting socks and I really want to get those done for my mom. And in order to start those, I had to finish my husband's. So it's been sock knitting central over here. But here's my Nordiska. I did finish the body. Last time I showed you, I think I had just connected for the V-neck. So I think I was like an inch below that. I don't think I was very far at all. I know I hadn't separated for the sleeves at all, but I did finish the body and I'm working on the neckline. I need to bind off, but it's my question, you guys. Comment down below if you have any input as what I should do, because I don't think I'll be working on this for a few more days. But the neckline says to do a 2-inch ribbing, which I really like the neckline, and I have made this before. If you watch my prior episodes, you would have seen it. But I do like the 2-inch. I think the 1.5 inches is just fine though, because this is all I have left of my first ball, and I really don't want to attach another ball to the neckline because that would just be annoying to weave in that end there, like right at the edge. So I think I'm just gonna bind off because I think this is enough to bind off. But if you guys think I should just keep going and attach another ball, let me know. Sorry, I'm like all tangled, but yes. And then here is the color work. I love it. This is the second one I've made, and I love it equally. I'm not making it as fast as I made the first one, but just because I haven't had the time. So this is the Caitlin Hunter pattern. If you guys aren't familiar, she is Boylan Knitworks on Instagram. I think she's just Caitlin Hunter on Ravelry, but she might be Boylan Knitworks on Ravelry as well. It doesn't matter. You'll find her under either of those names, I'm sure. And then I'm using Lane and Lotus's yarn. This is in the color First Things First, I believe. And then I have Tattered Linen as the light color and Autumnal Equinox as the yellow. Now the funny thing about this is I ordered the yarn a while ago, and I knew I wanted to make this, but I made the other one, and then I had a few other projects in mind, but this was the next one I wanted to do. So I was like knitting it, and I got to about here, and I was like, these are my competitor high school colors. It's where my mom went to high school, but it's the competing school for my high school. So like as I was working on it, I was just like, it was dragging because I was just thinking that the whole time. And my husband's like, nobody's gonna know that. And I was like, it's not the fact that somebody else notices that, it's the fact that every time I see it, I'm just gonna think, oh, the Central Bears, you know? It's obviously not a big deal. I'm still gonna wear it. I'm still gonna love it. I still love the colors. It's just something like that triggers a memory or triggers something like that. I haven't been in high school for 10 years. It does not matter. I don't even live in my hometown, so I don't know what I'm crying about, but yes, Nordiska, I just need 2 sleeves, and the sleeves are so easy. Literally, the entire sleeve is just color work, and it's like, I don't even know, a quarter sleeve. I don't know, it goes to like your elbow, so it won't take long at all. So just 2 color work sleeves, and I should be good to go. I am following pattern exactly, and I'm making the size small. I made the size medium last time. Maybe I should have made it this time too. I'm really hoping this stretches out a little with blocking. It obviously will because it's super wash, but I hope it stretches out to the size I'm wanting. I did not swatch for this because I have made it before, and I made a lot of Caitlin Hunter patterns before, and I know my gauge with her fingering weight patterns. So I'm using a 4mm Chiago circular set, and for the ribbing I'm using 3.25. I believe the pattern calls for 2.75 for the ribbing and 3.25 or 3.75 for the body, but I am a really tight knitter and Caitlin is a really loose knitter, so I went up to a 4. And here is the cabling design if you want to see it a little closer, and also the yarn. Obviously I did not alternate skeins because I only have used 1 skein for this, and then the sleeves are completely color work, so there's no need to alternate skeins in my opinion for this sweater. And here's what first thing first looks like all caked up. I just caked up this fresh cake. It has dog hair all over it, I'm sure, but yes, I am all ready to go. I just need to get a move on. So yeah, I recommend checking out the pattern. Also recommend checking out Jen's yarn. It's fantastic, Lane and Lotus, and yeah. Okay, so I think that's all I've been working on, and I think I just like ran through that super fast, so this might be a little bit of a shorter episode. I'm sorry, but like I said, I've just been monogamously knitting socks, and those size 13 wide socks took a while, okay? But I do have some acquisitions for you, so I'm gonna go ahead and dive into that. Sorry, I had to go run and grab 2 things that I forgot, but they were just like right over there. But if everything's moved, that's why. So I went to one of my local yarn shops a couple weekends ago called Yarn It and Haberdashery here in Columbus. It's one of my favorites. And I got a couple of things that I was just wanting to get for notions. So the first thing I got was one of their solutions by Artbin. These are magnetic little cases, which are so nice and handy. This is the larger size, and I got these stitch markers while I was there as well because I lost my entire box of stitch markers and I'm really bummed about it. I'm sure it'll turn up. It's probably in the couch somewhere. But the most annoying thing is they put a giant sticker on the front of this, okay? I hate that so much. And I went to take it off and it completely ruined it. So I think usually I use like rubbing alcohol or something, and this plastic must be like not good with rubbing alcohol. But it's okay. It still serves its purpose. It's just not as cute anymore. And I know you can get these on Amazon for $8, so I'll just order another one if it continues to bother me. But this has been really handy because I'm one of those people that like after I'm done using my needle or my stitch markers, I put it on the couch next to me and it goes missing every time. So I just lay this open on the couch next to me so I can just throw it on there, and it's really saved me. I haven't lost a single thing yet. I have my needles in there and my stitch markers. I'm gonna add a little pair of scissors in there, and yeah, I really like this. Also, while I was there, I got another Tilting Planet Progress Keeper. I love these. I have one other one, and it's just a little globe that has star glitter confetti in it, and I got a purple one because it's my favorite color, and it's like iridescent with greens and blues, so it's kind of like a mermaid. So yeah, I love these. These are by Tilting Planet. And the last thing I got from Yarn It and Haberdashery was a gauge. swatch thing because I've been really wanting these because I'm terrible at doing it with the ruler. I just feel like it's not as accurate for me. So I just got this one that says Knitter's Rule. It's kind of punny, and it's a 4-inch one. I know they also have a 2-inch one, and I don't know who these are by. It says Cat Wrinkles on the bottom, and it's made in the USA, so we like that. So a cute little wood one. And my little friend has joined me down here. He's so cute. Maybe I'll show you guys him in a minute. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I got from my local yarn shop called 614 Knit Studio here in Columbus. It's a new one that I just found that's literally 2 miles down the road from me. Had no idea it was there. That's why I couldn't remember the name, because I just found it and I've already been there twice to buy things. So yeah, so the first thing I got was that yarn that I showed you for my mom's socks, but then I went back for a local yarn shop day because I have to support a local yarn shop on local yarn shop day. It's just so important to me because it's my passion, so why not support somebody that also has that same passion? Plus the owner is so sweet, and every time I go in there we end up talking forever, and I love that. But she was having a trunk show for Forbidden Fiber Company, and I knew I had to go in because it was all the sparkle base. So I got, this is in the base Pride, which is 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 10% stellina, and this is 495 yards, you guys. That is so much. So originally I was like, oh, I'll make socks out of it or something, but Caitlin Hunter is about to come out with a new pattern, and I think this would be perfect for it, and it should be enough because it's just a little t-shirt with color work on the bottom, so I'll have to find a couple things to pair with it. But it's so sparkly. It's got silver stellina, and I don't know if I said, but this is in the colorway Wedding Dress, and it's just a really nice purple, a tonal purple with silver stellina. I love it. It still might become socks. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But since I was one of the first 25 customers, I also got a little stitch marker there. And it just says Local Yarn Shop Day 2019 614 Knit Studio. And I think that's so cute to remember the year that I went and got, not necessarily this, but the year I went there and purchased something from her. I'm sure it won't be the last time I'm there. And then she had a clearance bin, and in her clearance bin, she had a lot of really great yarns. And I think the bin that I got this from was 25% off. And then for Local Yarn Shop Day, she was having 10% off. But I think since I had come in a couple times and just like talked to her for a really long time, she like thought we were buddies. So she gave me a really, really great deal on this yarn. I think I ended up paying like $18 for it, and it was originally $34, so yeah. It's from Stitch Together, and it's Rad Yarn for Rebels, but I got this really cute sock kit. This was from Local Yarn Shop Day 2016, so I think that's why it was in the clearance bin, but it's a really nice like corally color with a lot of hot pink and black speckles with a contrasting color of gray, a tonal gray with pinks in it. And I think there's a little bit of orange in there as well to match. But I think this, oh, this is 75-25. That's probably why it's much softer. But this is gonna become a pair of socks for my husband and I. I'm trying to decide what I wanna do the contrasting color for him, because there's no way I can get a contrasting heel and toe and cuff for both of us out of this, because like I said, he has huge feet. I think his heel flap, or his heel was like, I don't even know, it was 42 stitches. So yeah, I had to do a giant freaking heel for that, guys. I don't know. If you don't make socks, none of that makes sense. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna move on. Look how cute this yarn is. I can't wait to make socks out of this. I'm gonna make him a pair first. He really liked it. He's really excited, so yeah. This is the Stitch Twisted Sock, if you're wondering, if you're familiar with the brand. This yarn shop sells a lot of this brand, so I'm getting more familiar with it, and I really like it because this is super soft. Anyways, enough blabbering about that. I have 2 more items to show you. So if you guys remember, I sample knit the Maritimo tee for a yarn dyer called Hello Stella. So in return, I got a gift card for her shop, and she recently had an update for her van collection, which was a collection of yarns that she dyed for her son, who was born prematurely. And she made a whole collection for him out of some tweed yarn, and I just knew I had to get some from it. So I used my gift card toward a purchase of a sweater quantity of that yarn. And $2 from every skein went to help out at the Ronald McDonald House and Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, which is where she stayed with her son whenever he was born. So that's really nice. I'm so happy that I got to support that. Even though it was a gift card, it still goes toward the purchase either way. So this is on her Heritage Tweed base, which is 80-20. 80% superwash merino, 20% black nips, and it's 420 yards. This is what I got. How gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited. So I got 3 of the green and then just 1 of this because I thought this would be nice as contrasting things in something. And then this I'm going to hold with some mohair to make a sweater. I don't remember the name of the sweater. Sorry. But you'll see in a podcast episode, I'm sure. And this is the color Type 2. Her son is named Van, if you didn't get that. So all of these are kind of named after those old vintage like vans, like the Volkswagen vans, and you know what I'm talking about. You know, you see them down the street and you're like, oh, I dream of having one of those. Who doesn't want one of those, seriously? And then I got this one called Microbus. So I love them. I love them together, and I think if I have enough, I'll make a pair of socks out of this as well as the sweater, but we'll see. I'm gonna hold it with some probably black mohair or like a dark gray, just to like, I don't know, deepen it a little bit. Who knows? But yeah, that's Hello Stella. She's a great dyer. I love her yarns. She is in Canada, so I don't order from her that often because shipping. But yeah, that's everything I have to show you guys. Do you want to see my pup? I know you can't answer that, but come here, buddy. Come here. Oh, yeah. Here's Makoa. He was sleeping, so he's a little he's a little upset now, but here's my little baby. And Roxy's out there. She will not be on camera for anything. Every time I try to take her picture, she takes off running. So if you ever do see her, it's a very rare event, but she does make an appearance every once in a while on my Instagram. So if you guys don't follow me on there, you should check it out. Lunar Knits by Lori. And yeah, that's my episode. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you guys liked what I had to show you today. And if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to see in the future, just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to read those and reply. Also, please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more podcasts or other random videos that I make. I hope to be doing some tutorials again soon, but who knows. And hit that like button if you like the video. All right, I'll see you guys next time.